Hi friends, welcome back to Happiness Club. Hope you had a great Diwali and the festive season is on. So all the blessings and good wishes to everyone. So hope you're all doing well and taking precautions. Corona is not gone yet. So we need to take care of ourselves during these festive seasons as well. Apart from that, thank you so much for the likes, shares and views that you have done to the Happiness Club channel. So coming to today's topic, as I had posted 2 weeks back, it is about depression, and it's a dreaded word, but I think we can, as a society, as coming together, we could help people with depression. So but let's look at what is depression. There are two variants of this. One is a clinical depression, which persists for a longer time, and another one is a feeling depressed. So two very different things and to be dealt very differently. Feeling depressed can happen due to various reasons. Your circumstances are as such. Currently you are going through certain things which are making you depressed. It could also be because of the change in season, lights, behavior that you're getting from in and around people, and for temporarily it changes. But clinical depression is very critical, and that is something I wanted to quickly touch upon. Clinical depression makes you sad, and it makes you sort of dull for a longer period of time. For about 2 weeks, it is said for about 2 weeks, if you are feeling depressed, then you should actually get yourself checked. It lingers on longer. It affects your basic activities. The symptoms are like you would feel dull. You would just lie down on a bed. You would not want to get up from the bed. You would not be sleeping, but you would don't want to get up and do things. Low on energy. Usual things that are very energy provoking, doesn't provoke any energy, any kind of an activity within you, and with many other things. Your appetite changes. All these actually are basic symptoms. Hopelessness, feeling, all these kind of negative feelings. So you should go and get checked. Don't delay this thing, right? It also can be checked, diagnosed through your physical changes, like which you cannot visually see. Some of them you can, either you're losing weight too quickly or you're gaining too much of weight. That could be due to the hormonal change, particularly thyroid being messed up, the neurotransmitter changes, or your frontal lobe and hippocampus, which is part of your brain, that changes to a certain degree. That was a Diwali cracker. So that changes to a certain degree. You should go and get a help from psychiatrist. And there's no shame. What could be shameful than losing yourself, right? So if you do not have any of the symptoms or the situations that I've mentioned before, then you are not ill by depression. You're feeling depressed. I won't say it is completely normal, because then we won't be doing this video. But I would say that it is much smaller a demon to tame at this point in time, and we should act quickly. We should try to understand, are these bouts of depression? Why is this really coming back to me again and again? And try and fix it, which is the how part of it. How do we fix it? Now I will come to the how, but as I've always mentioned that before we go to the fixing part of it, understand the problem really well, which is the why part of it. Why is it happening to me? Why am I doing this? Why am I behaving in a certain way? Why am I feeling depressed? All these kind of questions. Now there can be numerous reasons affecting this and causing this to you, but I try to summarize it for you and broadly categorize it into two buckets or categories. One is self-inflicted ones. Another one is the external inflicted ones, which is through the external pressures. Now let's look at the self-inflicted ones. Self-inflicted one is the one that I say, where you put on pressure on your own self to do things beyond your capacity, achieve things that is way beyond your reach, set goals for which you don't have the resource, means, capacity, capability. And I know that today, unfortunately, within life coaching and within various other this motivational speakers, and with all due respect, I'm just expressing my own thought, that a lot of people just, sort of have these push yourself, do this, go beyond kind of thing. Could be right if you think it is right, but I think that what it's also doing is that making a lot of people go beyond their capacity, and that is really causing stress if it's not done correctly. All those motivational videos and all that is fine, but if it's not done right, if it's not done in a correct way, and your situation, if your launch pad is not good enough, big enough, strong enough, even the satellite that we launch in the sky, that breaks down with millions of dollars spent on it. So understand something. I'm not saying that don't break the barriers, go beyond reach and all that, but I think you need to know where you stand, right? That is one, is a self-inflicted one. Another one is the external inflicted, the pressures that you face from outside, parents, family, friends, spouse, everybody else. They want you to be someone that suits them, to project in front of the society, makes them bigger. They will say that it is for you. Honestly, guys, understand this very clearly. You should know what is good for yourself, and how do you help others with that. I've always maintained that if you are selfish in the right way, you will do good to the people who are dependent on you as well. And that's what you need to bother about. People who are not dependent on you, they are not your responsibility, right? You need to behave responsibly so that the people who depend on you are safeguarded, taken care of, right? Again, I don't want to bring in everything in this video. Maybe we'll do a family video some other time, or the friends video and all that kind of stuff. But understand something, these pressures are not yours. These are externally coming to you. If you are not able to take it, and it is like a drop of water, initially you will feel that it's okay, I'll take it, and because the dream is sold to you as yours, you will think it is yours, start working on it. But eventually you will realize that you're under pressure and it is not for you. So the analysis is very important, whether it is externally imposed one or your own dreams and goals. In both the cases, you need to know a couple of things that sort of help you judge whether it is worth it for you or not. So there are 4 things that I'm going to tell you that you need to think about while you are going through this pressure, whether it is self-inflicted one or whether it is coming from outside. First and foremost, think about it. Is it even worth it? That is the most important question. We can turn the whole world around, but then we see that there was no point. Think about it. Is it even worth it for yourself? And always keep in mind, we live in a larger society. Is it good for them as well? Our family as well? So have that assessment done really well. Second one is that, the effect of it around the society, as I already mentioned, society, as well as the people who are asking for it, if it's an external pressure, and for yourself, what is it going to affect? Number 3, capacity. Are you even capacity? I'll give you a very trivial example. I want to become tall. Do I even have the capacity? It is with my hormones, with somebody else and all that. I've passed my age. Do I have the capacity? I know what you're thinking. I can try and all that. Well, try it yourself. Then it is in your capacity. If it's not, then don't kill yourself for that. 4th one, prepared. 2 kinds of preparation. There is a basic preparation. Launchpad is extremely important. Guys, social status improvement and all that kind of stuff. You need to have certain kind of a launchpad, and everything doesn't get done in one generation. So you know what I'm talking about, becoming rich and all that kind of stuff. You can't, unless you are Bill Gates or something like that. If you have got something like that, which Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Ma have come up with, or any of the, look at Tatas and Reliances and Birlas and all these kind of, I'm just talking about one category. So is there a basic launch pad? Is there a preparation for that? Second part of the preparation is that how committed are you to prepare for it? If the first 3 points are clear with you, which is it even worth it, the effects around people around you, capacity, the 4th will be much easier for you to answer. So think about these 4 points and then set your goals, set your target, and put some time frame around it, and go for it. So think about it before you sort of take any sort of a pressure, whether it's self-inflicted or external pressure. So let's come to the how part of it. How do you do it? You need to add certain things, you need to eliminate certain things, and I'm going to tell you some of these. This is not an exhaustive list. As I said, this is just a 10 minutes video at best. This is not a solution video. So anything I say, if you want to clarify, come and clarify with me. I'll be more than happy to do that. But you need to eliminate certain things, you need to adapt certain things. Adapt. First and foremost, be comfortable with yourself, your situation, who you are, your body type, your financial condition, whatever it is. Unless you are comfortable, you will never be able to come out of your depressions and all these anxieties and sadnesses and all that kind of stuff. Self-containment is extremely important. First and foremost, become self-contained with what you are. Have a stable mind, and then try to think of goals. Then try to think of what to achieve and all that kind of stuff, right? Next is eliminate expectations. It is a world of expectations. People are not looking at their financial statuses. People are not looking at their family backgrounds, nothing at all. Just expectations. And the world is very different outside. What your family expects, what your family expects you to do, go and achieve, looking at somebody else, is very different. You are not that somebody else by many means. I'm not saying by any means, but by many means. You yourself, as I've already mentioned in the why part of it, that we set goals for ourselves which are at times killing us. The family and society wants you to be something else. These expectations, just cut it. These expectations are not worth spending your so much of time. You could do something really which you have identified as something, and there is this little difference between having a goal and having these obnoxious targets which kill you. So be very smart and be very careful with these. The next thing is live in the present. I'm sure it strikes a chord with you. Most of us, again, don't live in the present. We do not live in the situation that we are in. We're always projecting life, whether it's good or bad. If it's a good thing, then we are over projecting ourselves that 10 years down the line, do that, this and kind of stuff and achieve something. Work on that goal. There is no harm in it. But I think the projection and that triggers yourself into some kind of a crazy I need to achieve this, I need to get this kind of a environment. So that living in the present helps you assess your condition really well. Again, negatively thinking about it, a lot of people live in their past, that in the past my father failed or somebody failed, we had these difficulties, and hence I will not think about the future. If you think about today, what is your condition, how are you, I'm sure these assessments are much easier. And play around with these, write it down in a piece of paper, past, present and future. It will help you. As I've already said, there is an exhaustive list, but the last thing I want to mention is that have faith. A lot of people again mistake this faith with God knows what. Having faith is something that what you're doing is going to be positive. That simple thing. Faith in somebody's superpower, somebody who can appreciate your efforts, give you your due and all that. You have to believe that. If you don't believe in it, fine. Believe in yourself at least. Be confident about yourself. Whatever I do, I don't care there is a higher power or not. Whatever I do will be right, will be correct, and I'll get the great results and all that kind of stuff I'm expecting. Fine. But have that faith in yourself. Otherwise, how do you operate? Without having any kind of faith, how do you really operate? It is hopelessness, all right? And now if you tell me that I don't have both, I don't have faith on any higher power, superpower, God, whatever it is, or I don't have faith on my own self, I would say that you would need help. You need help in that case. Because you not having any of this is actually heading for disaster. So you need help. Talk to a psychiatrist or your friends or family. Start with that, friends, family who you think very close. And friends and family, please be open and very honest and candid about your thoughts with your friends, people who approach you, and be approachable as well. And again, you can talk to me or any of the life coaches, but you need help. You have to have faith in either of these two things. So I'm sure you face a lot of these situations. You can always share that. I don't expect you to come and talk about it publicly, although I don't see there is much shame around it, but I can completely understand. If you need any personalized help, I'm always there to do that. but talk to people. Don't get into this pressures and all these expectations and put yourself into so much of self-inflicted pressure that you go into depression. And if you feel these bouts coming back to you recurring intermittently time and again, please see someone who can help you. There is no shame in going to a psychiatrist or asking for help in the initial stages to a life coach or anybody else, isn't it? You're a beautiful life. I'm sure we all can contribute beautifully to this world. With this thought, I hope nobody gets into depression ever. I wish you a very, very happy Diwali and a happy rest of the festive season. God bless you. Take care.